Weather Fan Podcast and YouTube channel. I'm your boy EC22. So if you guys don't already know out there in YouTube land, we are officially starting season 2 of the Fair Weather Fan Podcast. Season 2 is going to go from the NFL playoff season, going to shoot all the way through to the end of March Madness, to the end of the NCAA tournament. But with me today, I got my guest co-host right here, my boy Elton. What's going on, L Boogie?
What's good, E? What's good with you, man? Good to be here.
Man, glad I finally got you on this thing to talk about it, man. Just to give my viewers some little things about yourself, man. If y'all know my boy E, we've been working together for 22 years. And, Elton, you being a parent of some young athletes, man, how's that for you?
Man, it's awesome, man. I mean, I got my daughters or whatever, they in the volleyball and track, and never thought that that'd be a sport that I'm a fan of. But if your kid's in it, you gotta get, gotta learn the rules, all the intricacies of the game or whatever. But I'm loving it.
That's what's up. It's so crazy that you say that, because me and my wife was having a conversation yesterday, and I was like, as guys, as men, or just anybody, we particularly want our kids to play the sport that we play. And, and I was asking my wife, what if we had a kid and our kid wanted to go play cricket? If your child decided they want to go play hockey or, badminton or something like that, how would you be supportive, or would you be trying to push them?
Even with the sports they play now, I still try to slide like basketball in there. Hey, let's do this, let's do that. But they love what they love. So you got to support them in that, and just, like I say, learn the game the best you can and try to make them be at it.
That's what's up. How are you managing everything, man? I know your wife also helps out as well, but managing their schooling and stuff like that, make sure they at a young age know how to balance being in athletics as well as school is still the primary thing.
And that's just something that I had to instill early on, like before they made it to the middle school age or whatever, that, hey, okay, right now you playing for the city or whatever, and grades ain't gonna stop you from playing. But once you get to that grade level where it's no pass, no play, it's all about that. And, just having that mindset from the beginning, they got it where they, I got to put grades first or whatever, or I ain't gonna be able to play what I love. So it works out. Yeah.
That's what's up. Me and E, we actually played intramural sports together. The name of our team was called the Sweaty Burrito. We had one of homeboy, Dave Maddox, man, a Hispanic guy. He started the team, and that's the name he called us, man. And we had some fun times back then, man.
Oh, man, great memories. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of camaraderie. We used to get out there, have fun. Wasn't the greatest, but you know what? We did what we could do. And then we won a championship one year or so.
I think I think we did, but that was the season that I walked off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because I don't know. I was in my feelings about something, man. I don't know what it was, man. I was in my feelings. Felt like my play wasn't there, and just a lot of different things. I just quit in the middle of. I think I quit right at the first game of the playoff or something like that. Y'all went the rest of the way, and I should have stayed, but I was tripping.
But yeah, it was all good, man. It was much fun out there. I definitely missed the league or whatever, but gotta say, you gotta enjoy the memories that you made when we did be able to play.
A couple of times we have played ball, you kind of bounced back from 2 major injuries, man. 2 Achilles tears, man. I don't know about you, but that probably would have had me sitting down for a minute.
Well, I never had the thought of sitting down, but even after the first Achilles tear, I didn't take it as serious as I should have. So once I recovered or whatever, I'm back out there thinking I'm 20, 21 years old, trying to blow by everybody and so forth. And I'll be damned, 2 years later, I ended up blowing out the second one. And so after it happened that second time, man, it really messed with me mentally or whatever. And every time I even thought about pushing off, I just couldn't do it. My brain wouldn't let me do it. So that's when I just started, okay, I'm just going to work on my shot, stay outside, and not do the same stuff that I was doing before. And, I think probably in the last year and a half, the second one happened back in 2013, but it took till probably, like I say, a year and a half or so ago before I finally got comfortable driving to the basket. Yeah, so yeah, it's definitely something that'll mess with your mental.
Yeah, I bet it do, man. But we've been playing ball in the morning times for probably a couple of months now. It don't seem like the killer's hurting you the way you've been driving to the backseat a couple of times.
That's what I'm saying. I'm finally getting to the point where I'm comfortable again, where I don't really, but it took a while to get there.
Hey man, so with everything that you've been doing on at our age, but what are your reasons why you decided to stay active, especially coming back from injury? You got a big family at the house. What made you find that time to get out there and do it?
Man, I don't know. It's just my whole life growing up. I just always said that I wasn't gonna be that person that let it go. Like, if I have an opportunity to go play, I gotta go do it, man. I gotta stay active, keep yourself in shape. But just for the love of the game, and I can't stop going out there.
That's what's up, man. I feel the same way too. So we're gonna move on into the NFL. I know this is probably the subject that may be a little sensitive right now since the NFL playoff is here. But we just watched the first round of the playoff. It's all over with. And I'm asking this question. Which team you think suffered the most from losing?
My Dallas Cowboys.
Really?
Yes, 100%. Because I feel like this was a no excuses year. Like, you came into the playoffs relatively healthy. The only player that was hurt really on your team was Michael Gallup. Everybody else was there. You had your coaching staff in place. Your quarterback supposed to be playing at a high level. Your defense playing at a high level. You got all your receivers, tight ends. Like, you had no excuses to lose that game. And out of everybody in the first round, you the only home team that lost.
Right. That's crazy. I actually have a different opinion about that. I mean, when I look at the Cowboys, I look at, because, we talked about it earlier part of this week about how people was already talking about how scared they was, the Cowboys, and how this was a strong matchup for them, you know what I'm saying, as far as the way they matched up. I was a little bit different. I was a little bit more optimistic, but it seemed like everybody was saying that this is going to be a hard game. So to me, it was like, okay, they lost. It was a hard game. They lost. People lose to hard teams all the time, right? I actually felt like watching that game last night, watching the way the Rams put that thing on Arizona. We know D Hopkins is out, but I felt like they suffered the most and will suffer the most in that game. But Cliff Kingsbury, I think he's in the hot seat. Their coordinators in the hot seat because they went away from game plan, used the running game with Jay Connor, as well as Tyler. And they just look bad. I mean, D Hop out, but you still got AJ Green, you still got Christian Kirk, and it was. I don't know if you saw the game last night, but it was bad. They look bad. You talking about the Cowboys look like a Super Bowl team compared to where they played yesterday. It was pitiful. And I think the Raiders will suffer the most from losing because you lost your coach in the middle of the season, a coach who had a 10-year plan to build the program. They lose the middle of the season for some personal reasons, and then you bring up another coach to take over the team, and then you fire that coach. And we know how Derek Carr has been teeter-tottering every year, whether he's going to stay with the team or not. You know what I'm saying? At least from the organization. So now, with them barely making the playoffs and then losing, they lost to a pretty decent team. I think they was evenly matched with the Bengals, but they took a loss. Controversy with the refs, whistles, and all this stuff like that. But I think in the offseason, I think they're going to probably suffer the most. Jerry Jones already came and said that Mike McCarthy's job is safe. People be back right now, so it's like the fans suffer the more. The reputations will suffer. Obviously, people are dogging it right now. But as an organization, I mean, they ain't gonna lose nothing. We'll try again next year. But the Raiders, I think it's going to end up being an overhaul of that team. I think they're going to suffer a lot. The team that you think will suffer the least, this should be easy from their loss. Will suffer the least. That probably will have no. Exactly.
Yes, I think it's the Pittsburgh Steelers because they first of all had no business being in the playoffs. So they should be just getting there. You already knew that your quarterback was on his last leg, so that's not going to be a surprise that he gone after the season. And I just feel like, hey, you was going up against the 2-3-time defending AFC champions. You wouldn't expect it to win that game. So,
right. Actually, they gained from that because at the beginning of the season, all the sports commentators from ESPN and NFL Network, had a thing going on, and all of them agreed at saying that this would probably be the Pittsburgh Steelers' first year under Mike Tomlin to have a losing record. And everybody put the cards on the deck, say, hey, you was one of them. Yeah, we talked about that. You was one of them too, yeah. And they came through, another winning record for Mike Tomlin. You know, right. I'm like, I mean, it was a win for them. So yeah, Bean goes out, and that's what that is. The second round preview. So Green Bay is going to be playing who? Green Bay is going to be playing the
Francisco.
We playing San Francisco. You got Tampa Bay playing the Rams, and you got who's playing Tennessee? I didn't see that.
Cincinnati, Tennessee.
And then Buffalo Bills and
the Chiefs.
And the Chiefs. Ooh wee. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I think on this. I think obviously Green Bay is gonna do their thing over San Francisco. San Francisco. They go. They done after this. And then it come down to that. I don't know. I'm gonna take the Rams over Tampa Bay. I think that defense, man, the way they play, if they play like they played last night, even the Green Bay Packers got something to be scared of. Because they were doing their thing, man. We're clicking all cylinders, from the cornerbacks to the middle linebackers to the D line. Everybody was clicking on their defense, man. Kansas City, I think Buffalo gonna beat Kansas City. I think Buffalo gonna beat Kansas City, and I think the Bengals gonna beat Tennessee.
All right, so are we ready for my picks?
Yeah.
Okay, so 49ers, Packers. I so badly want to put the 49ers in that game because what Green Bay does struggle with defensively is the run.
Right.
Like that's their weakness on defense, and that's what San Francisco do. And right. I know even before the Cowboys game, I heard somebody talking about why San Francisco run game is so successful, no matter who they got back there. And I paid attention to it in the Cowboys games, and it's true. What they do that no other team does in the NFL is, even when they finna run the ball between the tackles, they'll toss the ball. So they get the defense flowing to the outside like it's a sweep or something. They turn it straight upfield. And that's why they say you got to be so disciplined with your eyes or whatever, instead of, following the flow or whatever.
Right.
They can be successful running the ball against Green Bay. Like I said, I so badly want to pick San Francisco, but I'm not gonna do it. Okay. I'm gonna pick Green Bay just because I think Rodgers gonna be able to pull this one out at home. Bucks and Rams, I'm with you on that one. I got the Rams in that game because I think just the pressure that they defense gonna be able to put on Brady, he's not gonna have a lot of time to throw the ball. And if they got Ramsey manned up on Mike Evans the whole game, then that's gonna be trouble because he's gonna be able to shut him. I ain't gonna say shut him down completely, but he's gonna be able to contain him. And I think the rest of their receivers ain't proven enough to do the job against the LA defense. Now, over in the AFC, Tennessee, I got Cincinnati also.
Okay.
I know Tennessee been holding it together all year. They've been winning. They got the number 1 seed, but I just think that because I feel like it's been luck, and I feel like that luck is about to run out.
Right.
Got a bona fide offense that I don't see anybody being able to really slow down, and I think Tennessee's offense ain't gonna do enough to keep up with them. Right. With that being said, I think Cincinnati gonna win that game.
I got you. That's two great minds think alike.
That last game, man, it's as a fan because, like I tell people, I'm a Cowboys fan, but I want Mahomes to be the greatest quarterback in history.
Yeah.
I'm riding with the Chiefs, but I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared because Buffalo, when they right, they good. But right. I've seen times where Josh Allen will throw the ball up for grabs, but I just feel like he got his mind in the right place right now. Where if it ain't there, he's gonna tuck it and take off because he's good at running. But sometimes he just wanna, make that spectacular play with his arm and he throw up balls that he shouldn't. But I don't think he gonna do that this week. So it's gonna be an interesting game. But I'm taking the Chiefs.
I'm like you, man. I'm a fan of Mahomes all day long, man. From Texas, man, and I like the kid, but he's hurt me this season. Okay, for the sake of since he's hurt me, I'm like, I'd rather be safe than sorry and say they're gonna have an early exit, man. Because the way Buffalo played those last couple of games, man, especially that game against in the playoffs, they played the way they beat down the Patriots. I don't know, but I'm going with Chiefs. I'm going with the Bills just because they hurt my feelings. Out of those teams, which team you think will have the most struggle? I mean, we got our picks who's going to win, but which team you think will have the most struggle in that win?
Oh, in the win.
In the win. The teams that we named that win, because we're pretty much even on most of them except for Kansas City. But which teams you think will struggle the most?
I think it's the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Like I say, if they're able to win, it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be a blowout. It's gonna come down to it. It may be one of these games where they fall behind early and have to come back and win late. I know they lived by that last year in the playoffs, but I think this could be another one of those situations. Because it won't be an easy win if they're able to win at all.
Right. I got Green Bay struggling the most just because they've been off for a little while, and all their games been that way. We know what Aaron Rodgers can do with 50 seconds left, 30 seconds left on the clock. But the whole 4-quarter game, I think they're probably it'll probably be another game like we watched the Cowboys, but they probably come down in 2-minute offense and get it done. You know what I'm saying? Or they may take some struggles into the game and hope that the San Francisco offense fail. There probably will be something like that. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think they're going to struggle. That's just my opinion on that. I would have said the Chiefs if I think the Chiefs are going to win. If the Bills are going to win.
Yeah. So I'm interested in that Green Bay San Francisco game. I mean, I know 2 years ago San Francisco dominated them, but it was that defensive line that made the difference. And I mean, They pretty much got the same D line except for DeForest Buckner that went to the Colts. So They are missing that big piece, but that was the difference in the game 2 years ago when they made the playoffs. So we're gonna see.
Right. Let's go to move on to the NBA, man. The state of the NBA. When the NBA first started, I did a podcast talking about how this was before they played the game. I was so disappointed with the NBA. I'm like, all these super teams, you know what I'm saying? It's like you got all the best players in the league, a consolidated 3 teams. And I just thought it was bad for the league. I'm like, I'm not watching this nonsense. For the sake of the podcast, I will, period, every now and then. But I was done with the NBA. Of course, as the season started, I started watching. You got the Chicago Bulls leading the East right now, followed by the Miami Heat. The young and talented teams are beating these super teams. I mean, what's going on?
Man, I think these super teams are too top heavy. Like right now, you got different players missing games here and there, and they don't have the bench to support them players being out. So with the super teams, they either got to be 100% healthy or they just an average team.
Right.
And these young teams, they got multiple players that's hungry and ready to come after these dudes. Yeah. And I'm liking what I'm seeing out of them.
Yeah, they really doing that thing, man. I haven't got a chance to watch them. Of course, I always watch the Warriors when they play. I did catch a couple of LA games. I watched one Chicago game, and I watched them beat up on. I think it was. I want to say it was Milwaukee. I think I watched them play Milwaukee or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's what I've games I have seen with the young people, man. It's been fun to watch, man. My boy Spider. They are really tripping on my boy Spider, man. I don't know why they ain't giving that boy the respect he deserves, man. What he got to do?
Who's Spider?
Donovan Mitchell, the Spider.
Oh, okay. That's who I thought you talking about, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I think they one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the West. Yeah. They gonna be there at the end, definitely.
So I'm gonna tell you my MVP, my All-Star picks. I don't know if you got a chance to go on NBA.com and pull them up.
Yeah, I did.
You did. So in the West, I got James as a backcourt, James, Joker, and then Karl Anthony Towns.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you the reason why I went with Cat. I went with Cat number one because I think between him and Anthony Davis and Paul George, his scoring is a little bit better. So I mean, and we haven't seen Cat in a while. And I know he's an athletic guy. He's still athletic. So as far as an all-star game is concerned, I think he'll fare well with that backcourt. We're making it fun to watch. Then I got Curry and Luka as my 1 and 2. That was the starters. Obviously, I got Donovan Mitchell as a backup, whatever. But the only reason I put Luka up there because I cannot, with good conscience, not put Luka in the starting lineup. You know what I'm saying? I just can't do it. I mean, yeah, I got Green Bay hat on, but we from Texas, we from Dallas, and I just couldn't with good conscience. And Steph Curry goes with is the obvious choice. In the East, I got the backcourts are Durant, obviously, Antetokounmpo, obviously, and I got Jason Tatum. And then I got DeRozan and Levine. My thoughts again is this. Of course, we got other people like Harding and stuff like that that can easily be a starter. But I put him as starter because I just want to see those guys. I want to see athleticism. This is an all-star game. This is supposed to be fun, a show. And I know with Tatum playing a 3, oh man, the way he's flopping in that court, and you got DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, I think they could put on a show. That's just my opinion. I went with the fun. You know what I'm saying? Who you got?
All right, so in the West, I would actually have to switch up the whole voting system. Because I don't think it's 3 front court players deserving of being starters in the All-Star game.
Wow. Okay.
So, of course, I got the front court. I just put LeBron in the Joker, which I know the Joker ain't exciting or whatever, but just what he do. He deserves the All-Star game. And then in the backcourt, I went with Curry, Luka, and Ja Morant. Like Ja Morant.
I forgot about it.
Yeah. He's one of the most exciting players in the whole NBA, man. And like you say, I can't put Luka on the bench because right now, you know, it would be Curry and Morant. Morant actually passed Luka in voting. So Luka not in the starting lineup, but I feel like Luka should be in there over. Right now, they got Andrew Wiggins as the other starter. Right. Nah, so yeah, it'll be Curry, Morant, Luka, LeBron, and the Joker in the West.
I can rock with that. Yeah.
And so in the East, I had KD, Giannis, Embiid, DeRozan, and Trae Young.
You said MD?
Joel Embiid.
Oh, Embiid. What?
You don't think Big Embiid should be in there?
Yeah. Well, he's definitely deserving of an all-star vote. Okay, I'm just looking at a starter. They're gonna be very slow, especially compared to your starters. They will get ran up the court.
You got KD, Giannis, Trae Young, and DeRozan to go with Embiid. And Embiid gonna match up with the Joker.
Yeah, but the Joker gonna run all the way around him. Joker can get up the floor a whole lot faster in the game. I mean, don't get me wrong. Joel can get up, but by the time you get to the end, boy, he's shooting because he be too tired to get down in that paint. He runs. Yeah, so you have to go quick.
I think that'll make for a good all-star matchup, man.
And you look at too also with an all-star game, you know, obviously Joker's a whole lot better long distance shooter than Embiid, so he'll probably just be jacking up for the sake of all-star, and Embiid will be down there trying to get dunks and stuff like that or layups that we don't want to see. So it's an all-star game, you know, playoff situation. Yeah, all-star, like we want to have fun, but he definitely deserving of an all-star vote. That was pretty cool, man. I mean, we had some. I thought about Trae Young, man. And I was like, because I remember what he did last year. in the All-Star game. He really didn't do too much, you know.
Nah.
It seemed like it was more of the Chris Paul and it was a Curry and Lillard show last year. So, and with Lillard being out injured, man, this is kind of. I wish he would have got a chance to get up in there.
Yeah, I think he's more comfortable this year. That he another year in, and he got that playoff experience last year where he know that hey, I've officially arrived. I think he'll be more comfortable playing his game in the All-Star game this year.
Right. To have fun, to be understand the players around you, and be ready to put on the show. You know what I'm saying? Who's your favorite team outside of marriage? We know we married. But who's your other favorite team to watch?
Golden State, of course. I'm a fan of them. But over in the East, man, I like to watch the Charlotte Hornets.
Really?
Yeah.
I have not got a chance. Huh?
They're an exciting team, man.
I have never got a chance to watch your boy play, the ball play. I've never got a chance to watch them play at all. I see the highlights, but never watch it. Sit down and watch it on the couch. I've never watched them. I suck. I know I do.
Yeah. And even I like ball, but like the player I like watching the most on their team is Miles Bridges. And I wasn't a fan of him coming out of college or whatever, but since he got into the league, he's showing me a little something.
Yeah. You know, my favorite team to watch outside of obviously the Mavericks and the Warriors is actually the Lakers.
Oh, really?
I like to watch them because I know they're doing bad, but I like to watch them. And I get to a point to where I pause it and rewind it, and it's like I'm watching film to see exactly where they go wrong at. You know, I love it because they're a team who on paper, even with the players they got coming off the bench, should statistically beat other teams.
Yeah.
But I made a comment in the podcast a while ago. It's like, LeBron James has the best IQ that the game has ever seen. He has a basketball IQ that you just can't recreate that in another human being, even an IQ stronger than Magic. But what he don't have is a team IQ, which means while he's in those lines, he can make it happen. He can see stuff happen before it happened. But he has been wrong over the last couple of years by trying to get certain players to play with him and it working out. That's what GMs are supposed to do. The GMs are supposed to have that team IQ to know what players going to fit their system. But he constantly go out there, give his 2 cents, get these teams to buy into what he wants, and it don't work.
Yeah.
And I love to sit around and just laugh like, God, dog. Look at Westbrook. Westbrook is a Hall of Famer, even if he quit today. And they are trashing this dude. But that's who James wanted to go get. He just don't fit with that team.
No, and even us on the outside looking in, we could see that before it even happened.
Right.
Play style is just not what fits your play style. Y'all the same type of player.
Right.
You can't have two of yous on one team because it's just not gonna work.
Right. Westbrook probably make 5 out of 20 shots. Yeah. But he needs the ball in his hand to do so. Stephen A made a good point the other day, and I'm not one to quote Stephen A, but he said that he don't think it's Frogel's fault. He said he thinks Frogel's a good coach. He said, but the only thing he will knock against Frogel is that Frogel has always been a defensive-minded coach, and we know that. But right now, the Lakers' defense sucks. I don't know. I know I'm pretty much trashing the Lakers, man, but I love the trash.
I love the Lakers. Yeah. My nephew, he's staying here with me for a little while, and he's a Lakers fan, and every opportunity I get, I'm letting him hear it.
Yeah. Hey, man, the last topic of the day, man, I want to get your honest opinion about this playoff buy-in situation.
You know what?
I mean, the play-in, yeah.
Yeah. My thoughts on that is it depends on if my team's in it or not. I mean, if my team is the 7th or 8th seed and they have to play in this, then I'm against it. I'm like, hell, we earned this position. We should be able to go to the playoffs and not have to play a 1 or 2 game playoff to determine if we in or not. But my team's in that 9th or 10th spot, then I'm like, all right, I'm glad we got a chance. Because, I understand the whole thought process behind it as far as teams not tanking, and also you may have a team that struggled with injuries early in the year or just didn't get their chemistry together until late in the season, and they fought their way up to that spot just outside the playoffs. So yeah, let's give them an opportunity, see if they better than the team ahead of them or whatever. But like I say, if my team was one of those teams sitting in that 7th or 8th spot and had to play that, then I'm saying, oh no, I don't like this at all. We shouldn't have that we already earned that 8th position, 7th position, whatever. So that's how
Yeah, my thoughts are similar to yours. It's like I say, if my team is in that 8th and 9th spot or whatever, and they get a chance to come in. But if my team is at that 7th or 8th spot, yeah, they should get in. And that's just across the board. I think every fan of their team should feel that way. If you don't, something wrong with you, right? But I ultimately love it because it's something new. They don't necessarily need it. It don't change the game any one bit. It just makes it a little bit harder. Like you say, make teams not tank or whatever. It does make you question some of this, what they call load management and stuff like that to win games. But I just want to see how the players adapt. It's here. We don't know if it's here to stay, but since it's here, you know what you got to do. The best way to stay out of it is get that 6th spot. You know what I'm saying? Get the 6th spot, you're good. That's what you got to fight for, right? You know what I'm saying? And our Mavericks have fought their way back to the 6th spot. So no, they're in the 5th spot. They're in the 5th spot right now.
They're 5 right now. Yep.
Yeah, they fought their way back to the 5, and the Lakers dropped down to 7. Yeah, so 7 or 8, one of them. So but they give players, I think, they give teams incentives to keep going. Think about load management, because the one thing that I hate the most is that early on in the season, before the season starts, the schedule come out, you put all your money to travel to a certain city or to watch your team play, because that's the one day that's freed up on your schedule to go, and then your player don't play.
Right.
For load management. We didn't see that back in the 90s, man. Them cats, like, they would get pissed if they didn't get 82 games, man. They'd be mad. You know what I'm saying? James Harden is the only player that went on record saying that he wants to play every game. Any other player in the league, I haven't heard him say that, but James Harden said he wants to play all the games. Right. And maybe he's the last of a dying breed. I don't know.
But yeah, I saw that the other night, man, with the Warriors and the Raptors, where they sat there, Draymond, Curry, everybody was sitting. And I'm like, are they doing that because they salty because the Raptors beat them in the finals and they didn't want to give Raptors fans the pleasure of seeing them, or was it really just one of those rest nights? But I'm like, yeah, I'd be pissed off if I had tickets to that game.
Yeah. A lot of times they don't even know until they get there in the stadium. It's like, I remember when I went to the Big 3 tournament here in Dallas, the first year it came, and we get up in the arena, and everybody in the parking lot just screaming, AI. They want to go see AI. We want to see AI. And we had all the AI paraphernalia out there in the lobby and stuff. And we getting out there. He ain't in the building. This past summer, I went to the Big 3 tournament, and Ice Cube was going to do halftime performance. So all throughout the whole concourse, Ice Cube going to do halftime performance all throughout the game. At halftime for Ice Cube, I'm looking dead at Cube like, wow, okay, he here. Yeah. He in the building. As soon as, not halftime, but they play certain games, have the intermission. So as soon as that second game finished up, he got up out of his seat and he left. I said, my boy finna go get ready. We finna hear good day. We finna hear, some stuff. All of a sudden, some old young dude come out there. I'm like, what? I'm like, so I know how I feel as a fan. You get out there and pay your money and go see this stuff, and this stuff is gonna happen. But I can only imagine. I'll be, boy, look.
Yeah. To not get what you came to see. Yeah, that's
right. But that's my 2 cents, man. That's all I have for this podcast, man. For those of you guys who are tuning in, man, listen, it's been a pleasure, man, for you guys to tune into this podcast, man. Once again, man, this is the Fair Weather Fan Podcast, man. You guys are linked to me on Instagram, man. We sometimes go to Instagram Live. We did that this past weekend, covering the first round of the playoffs, man. It was fun. But until next time, this has been episode 2 of season 2 of the Fair Weather Fan Podcast, and we're out. Thanks, Elton, for joining, man. You got any final words?
Man, I had a great time, and we definitely gonna have to do this again.
Yo, this your boy EC22, and thank you for tuning into the Fair Weather Fan Podcast. Listen, if you like the content, please hit the like and subscribe button, man. Tell us how you're doing, leave comments. But if you want to be a guest on this podcast, please DM me your information. We'll link up, and then we'll go from there. This your boy EC22, signing off. Peace out.